Hi everybody, I'm Chris Watson and welcome to this edition of the NYSPHSAA Captains Club presented by the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association. Today we're going to take you to Greenport in Section 11, one of the easternmost points on Long Island, to introduce you to Grace Siren. Grace is a three-sport star for the combined teams of Southold, Greenport. She plays basketball, softball, and soccer. This past season, her soccer team had unbelievable success, all while Grace was dealing with personal tragedy. Ask anyone from the small community of Greenport about Grace Siren and you'll learn everything you need to know.
Driven, perseverance, hard work, never giving up, just an attitude to want to win. And that's, put all the athleticism aside, just wanting to win, driven. Driven is the best word to describe her.
She is like a bottle of energy. Like anywhere you go, like her smile, it just like lights up the room, and like she's always there for you when you need her. Like she's a good like talker, like a friend to talk to when you're like going through some stuff.
She's just a people person. She will talk to anybody. She has so much confidence. She'll go up to anybody. And a lot of people, I think, don't know that about her. They kind of think she's a little more like reserved and everything, but once you get to know her and like you become friends with her, she's such an amazing person.
Ooh, Grace. They don't come too often like Grace. Great kid, very compassionate. I would categorize Grace as a real, authentic person, but just a kind-hearted, good-natured soul. Can't get much nicer than Grace.
Grace started playing sports at a very young age. Her parents, Bob and Kathy, encouraged all three of their kids to participate, and that was an early memory for Grace.
Sports were always a very big thing in my whole family. My brothers all played sports, my parents all played sports. We do like family like sports things together. We'd play basketball together. My dad was very big in baseball, so we'd all play baseball together. It was just a very big thing in my family.
Soccer is her number one sport, but playing other sports in the off-season kept her in shape, both physically and mentally.
I love playing sports in general, and like I feel like I'd definitely get bored if I was just playing one. And I enjoy all different kinds of competition. I love like playing soccer and the whole layout of soccer, but I enjoy like basketball too, and just getting to play something different and getting to work hard at something and learn new like tricks, and like with the ball in basketball or in softball, like just working on my hitting and like being able to like get it farther. I just always enjoyed every aspect of like athletics.
While her dad steered her towards sports as a kid, it was her mom who was really her biggest influence.
My mom was probably my biggest fan, but also one of my hardest critics. Like she was always there to support me. At every travel game, like when I got into travel soccer, every like just little league like softball game, she was always there, and she was always there to like support me, like tell me I was doing a good job. But she was also there when I was not performing to like the expectations she wanted. She'd push me and she'd get me to be where I am today.
As Grace got better at soccer, she started to play more, making local travel teams, which meant time on the road and time with her mom.
That was always something we had very like special for just us to do. We even just driving to my practices, they would be an hour up the island, or like on the weekends we'd have to go to games, which would be in the Queens even, or like for tournaments going to Pennsylvania. We went to Florida together. It was just, we were always together. She was always there. She was always on the sideline for me, and she was always the one driving me there. And it was always very supportive, and it was just something we shared together, just the two of us.
And with all that time in the car, you have to find something to do to pass the time.
We like to listen to a lot of music together. It varied from a lot of different things. Like one thing is my mom and me actually listened to a lot of rap music on the way up, because like it got me like hyped up for games and stuff, and like it was always something fun we shared, because like who else's mom is just gonna like sit there and like sing rap music with them.
When it came to her senior season, Grace thought this Southold Greenport team was going to be something special.
I honestly, this was probably my favorite season playing soccer. Like I loved all my coaches, but I loved working with Mr. Golden again. And then all my teammates, like we'd been together for so many years because we've always had a very young team, and we really knew this year we could go farther and we could work hard and really make it somewhere. And like it was just even the practices, like it wasn't like just all work, and it wasn't just like fooling around. It was like a nice balance where we had fun, but we were also getting what we needed to get done.
But in June of 2017, just 2 months before the start of her senior season, Grace was told that her mom had cancer. It was the third time that Grace Siren fought the disease. She had beaten it twice before, but not this time. The cancer was too aggressive and had spread too far. Kathy battled for 3 more months, spending as much time with her family as she could, going to games to see her kids play, even as her body was breaking down. Kathy Siren died September 15th, 2017. She was just 52 years old.
Grace's mom, a woman, is as closest thing to a saint on earth as I've come to, to meet. As kind a person as I've ever come across. Never said a foul word about anybody. Treated everyone the same. Really the essence of Grace is from her mom. There wasn't a kinder, more gentler soul than Kathy Siren. And all the qualities Grace has, I could see her mom in Grace.
The day after her mom died, Grace and her varsity soccer teammates had a game. Grace contemplated not playing in that game, and no one would have blamed her if she didn't. But that was not the young woman that Kathy and Bob Siren had raised.
I had debated playing that day, but me and my dad we had this long conversation about one, of course I wanted to be there for my team, and I worked so hard for them. I wanted to be there to help them and just do what I could. And then 2 is my dad was she'd love to watch you play, and she wouldn't want you to take a day off. She'd want you to be on that field whether she was there or not. It was a very big thing for both of us, me playing. So she'd want me to be there. The whole time I would think I just want to do my best for her. I know all she'd want from me is just to do my best and work my hardest. So every play I'd get her, if I was feeling a little tired, I'd just think of how she'd want me to push through and be there.
So she came back and she played the next day. It was a Friday that her mom passed. Early in the morning, I got a text message. And then a little over 24 hours later, she's on the soccer field playing. But I knew Grace would play. That's what her mom would have wanted her to do. She was honoring her mom's wishes.
I honestly wasn't surprised when she came because that's just the kind of person she is. She's so amazing. She knows what she needs to do, and she wanted to be there for all of us, and we were obviously there to support her.
We had a very good friendship together. Not only was she my mom, she was one of my best friends. She was there for me with everything. She was always there to help me. She pushed me through in soccer. She was a big motivator for me too.
Grace scored 2 goals in that game the day after her mother died, and the support of her team helped her get through the hardest day of her life.
They were always there for me. If I needed something, they'd pick me up when because I couldn't, when I couldn't drive or I didn't have a car yet, they'd pick me up, they'd bring me to practices. They would always just try and make me feel better, and they were always there for me when I needed something. Soccer definitely, it helped me clear my mind, it helped me stop thinking about things, it helped me calm down and just let go for a minute. And it was always something my mom, as my dad would tell you, she loved to watch me play soccer is what he said. So it was just something I could also do for her, just work my hardest.
Through all of her pain, Grace has gained incredible perspective.
Especially for my dad too, as he said, she was the love of his life and now she's gone, and he had to step up and be not only a dad but a mom too. And my mom always cooked for us. She made all of our meals. We'd always come home to something just extravagant. And then now he has to cook and I have to cook, and we just have to fill in some voids that we're missing right now. And I definitely think my little brother and I became closer, because my older brother's at college, but we were always there for each other since it happened because we knew we needed each other.
As the season kept going, the Settlers kept winning, all the way to the Class C Section 11 title game.
Well, we hadn't won class in over 30 years. It had been exactly 30 years this year, and we kept saying this would be our year, this is the year we could do it, but we weren't 100% sure. And the moment we ended up the moment we actually won the class title was just the biggest relief we've had. It was probably one of my the moments I'll never forget throughout life, is winning class or winning regionals, because it was just all the work we did throughout the season and how hard we practiced just really paid off.
And they didn't stop there. They went all the way to the state Final Four in Portland.
Every moment this season has just been one I won't forget. It has been just a memorable season for me. But I'd say the biggest thing was when we won regionals, beating Haldane meant we were actually going to states. We'd never been to states before. We were actually getting to travel up together, going up to Cortland just as a team, getting to go play and extending the season. because we also knew Haldane was going to be like a tough team, and we started out the game losing, like 1-0. So just winning that game was probably like the biggest like hurrah like I had the whole season.
Southold Greenport lost in the state semifinals. Grace scored the team's only goal in a 3-1 defeat. But nothing could take away from the amazing ride for the Settlers.
We don't get as far as we did without Grace Siren. As Grace goes, kind of the team went. She was kind of the heart and soul of our team.
It was my first time ever going up to states. Like it was amazing. Like we were all like just like wowed by everything. Like the dinner the night before, like getting to stay in a hotel all together for sports, like not just like on a vacation or something. It was a big like whirlwind for all of us, like especially for me, because I wanted to be there so bad, and like I know all the rest of my team did too.
She's such a leader. She always knows what needs to be done. Like we always have fun, but she always knows when it's time to get down to business and really work hard in practice.
When it was all over, she had time to reflect on how hard this year was, losing her mom while enjoying the most successful soccer season ever.
I can handle a lot more than I thought I could. Like having to learn to do things on my own. Like I was never very sure if I would be able to, but having to do it this season, like the past few seasons, definitely like showed me that I can. If I really try and I really work hard, I can do stuff on my own.
Grace will continue her academic and athletic career in college next year, likely at a Division III school somewhere in New York. Those closest to her marvel at how she handled everything she went through this past year.
She has the heart of a D1 athlete. She has the heart of a D1 athlete. I don't know enough about soccer to define her athletically, but from a heart point of view, if I was a D1 soccer coach, she'd be on my team. Whether she played or not, she'd be on my team.
I mean, I would just say that she's my biggest role model. Even though we're the same age, like I just look up to her in so many ways, how strong she is, how much passion she has for whatever she's doing.
The world needs more people like Grace. If there were more people like Grace, the world would be a very, very, very nice place.
People closest to her say the name Grace couldn't be a more perfect fit. And considering the way she handled herself this past season, it's hard to disagree. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of the NYSPHSAA Captains Club, presented by the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association. I'm Chris Watson. We'll see you next time.